What's going on, YouTube? I got the car primed up last night. Everything's dry. Looks good. Definitely had some body work. You can see the camera might pick up a few low spots, a few scratches and stuff from sanding and whatnot. So I'm gonna show you the next step after you get everything primed. You need to get some guide coat. So this is what I'm using. You should get a nice little layer of guide coat. Let it dry a few minutes, and then you come back with your block sander, and all the low spots are going to be really dark. All right, so we got everything sanded down. First pass, anyways. You can see all the dark spots. Those are lows. You can see right here, this is a high spot. High spots here, and then right here you have some low spots. So what we're gonna do, probably do a little bit of body filler here and a little bit there. So do a real thin little skim coat right there. Here's the real troublesome area. So this is a really big low spot. And this is my most troublesome, scary area here. I don't know what's going on with this little hole, but this whole area is bad. So that's going to take a lot of filler. If it looks like it has to be too much, I might just have to get up in here, take the headliner out, maybe push that out, but it's very minute. It's not really deep, it's just extremely wavy. I don't know if I can capture that, but you can kind of see it's not like it won't be like a 1/4 inch or nothing crazy, so it's not like I'm gonna stick a hockey puck in there. Alright, this is the filler I'm gonna use, so I'll show you guys how to mix that up. Super easy. Alright, before I lay the filler, I like to go ahead and just scuff it with some 80 grit. Basically, however far you go across, you just lay a bead across like that, and that should be about right. Just lay it down on there just like that. Just remember, the thinner and nicer you lay this, the less sanding you have to do. Alright, this is what you're left with after you lay down your body filler. You have about 4 to 5 minutes of working time, so 4 to 5 minutes to get everything laid. So once you mix that stuff up, you gotta be ready to roll. And once you get it laid down, then let it sit for 15 to 20 minutes, what it says on the can. And then I'm going to come back with this 80 grit and just knock down some of the crazy high spots like that right there. And just knock down some of these globs. Get some of the bulk of it out of the way. And then I'm going to go back with the long block, the 160. And feather everything into the panel. I'll put some guide coat before I hit that one. And go from there. Yeah. Alright, still got a lot of sanding to do. This is just for video purposes. Alright, you take your guide coat, a little shake, dust the guide coat on, just like that. That's probably been too much guide coat, to be honest. Okay. So you get that set up in there, let that dry just a minute or two. Alright, look how good this guide coat works just on this area right here. So you can see these scratches right here from that 80 grit sandpaper. So you can still see that, right? You can still see the original dent that I started this whole area for is right here. So that's still a low spot, right? Same thing right here. This is probably from that scraper as I was applying it. But yeah, you can see all these little micro scratches, right? So say if the whole car just looked like this, you It feels smooth. Your finger doesn't get caught in it, but if you were to paint black, you'd see that come through. So, same thing over here. You can see the highs and the lows. So, I'm gonna do some more. All right, here's a really good example of what's going on here. So this is a good blend, right? So we have the dark spot right here, which is the guide coat. So that's still a dent. That's why the guide coat's not getting sanded off. Everything around it is. The bare metal spot right here is the high spot. But see everything around it. See how we got a nice blend? So we go from bare metal, and then that bare metal is spreading out, right? Or this stuff's coming off of it because everything else around it, it's all become the same level. So in this little section right here, we go from primer here, bare metal, primer again, and we got some of the filler, which these two scratches are either going to get filled or sanded out. But we'd probably go too deep to make that happen, right? And then we go back to bare metal. And that transition right there is now almost perfect. So what's happening is you have your block here. So when you're blocking this whole area, see, that's contouring to the overall shape of the car. And as you're shaving all that down, you got highs and lows. So you subscribe, follow along. I'm gonna keep doing this, and I'll post progress videos as I go.